Yes, it's time for another album ranking. Today we are ranking Harakiri For The Sky. That's right, Harakiri For The Sky are a post-black metal band incorporating elements of hardcore and even progressive elements. Now, Harakiri For The Sky, in my opinion, is a very unique band, and they have become one of my favourite post-black metal bands along with Alcest. Harakiri For The Sky are an Austrian post-black metal band. Fantastic instrumentals as well by Matthias. Only 2 members for Harakiri For The Sky. Harakiri For The Sky, in my opinion, is still black metal, especially with the instrumentals that are provided throughout these albums. Harakiri For The Sky has definitely evolved their sound. From their first album, which was much more of an abrasive black metal album, Harakiri For The Sky eventually transformed into a very atmospheric band. So we have 5 albums to rank. This might be a short video. I'm not too sure how long this video will be since there are only 5 albums, but we are going from the weakest to the strongest album based on my opinion. First off, the weakest album by Harakiri For The Sky is the latest album, Maere. Now, this album is a very good album in my opinion, although I just feel this is their weakest album. Harakiri For The Sky sound throughout this LP gets tiresome, especially when you have songs like 3 Empty Words and even Time Is a Ghost. Some of these songs do sound the same. Now, I think the main problem with this album are JJ's vocals. His vocals at times do sound monotone, where the other albums such as Arson and Aokigahara and even 3 Trauma, their vocal performance was very different. Like, he definitely was diversive. He definitely threw in a few clean vocals now, here and again. But on this album, there aren't any diverse vocals. His vocals at times just sound the same. This does sound like a samey sort of fucking album. Sing For The Damage We've Done featuring Niche, such a fantastic song, along with I Pallbearer as well. Then you got I'm All About The Dusk, which is one of their longest songs. I just love the guitar melodies. Of course, they do experiment at times throughout this, incorporating some few jazzy elements, especially through I'm All About The Dusk, Once Upon a Winter, and they incorporate more keyboard on this, although I just feel, yeah, Harakiri For The Sky Maere is their weakest album in their discography. Although this is still a very solid album for a post-black metal band in my opinion. This album does get a little bit samey, and that's why Maere is last. What I also forgot to mention about Maere is that this album is long. It's their longest, 1 hour and 25 minutes, and it does drag a little bit. Maere at times does sound samey, and I've listened to this album a lot over this last weekend, and yeah, sometimes I just want to go to the other albums. There are beautiful intricate melodies. JJ's vocals at times just sound so monotonous. Yeah, his vocal style does change throughout this album. Next up is Arson. This is a much more stronger album just because I absolutely love the intricate melodies. Now, JJ's vocals are very similar to his vocals on Maere, although I just feel that, you know what? This is a solid album because they really do experiment. I love Fire Walk With Me, The Graves We've Done, You Are The Scars, and Manifesto is featuring a female vocalist, and her vocals are absolutely fantastic. Really enjoy Stillborn, love the guitar melodies, love the drumming as well. This is a pretty impactful and intense Harakiri For The Sky album. I absolutely love this album, and although I'm on the fence with Maere, Arson would probably be a 9 out of 10 because this album does grow on you. It does grow on you. I believe this was the first album to actually reach the charts. Just a really good album, beautiful melodies. Love the atmosphere, nice black gaze sound as well. Arson is a solid piece of art. Okay, so next up is Harakiri For The Sky, the self-titled album. This is probably the most black metal album. Lungs Filled With Water, 2:19 AM Psychosis, Gonna Drown In My Nihilism, along with Dancing on Debris. I love the proggy nature on this. This was Harakiri For The Sky's first album. A lot of people hold this as their favorite album, but in my opinion, I feel there are other better albums than the Self-Titled album. Overall, the Self-Titled is the shortest, running only at 38 minutes with 5 songs. The songs are of course quite long as expected. Really intense vocals, more of those traditional black metal vocals. At times it does sound like DSBM. But of course Harakiri For The Sky move on to what I like to call it post-depressive suicidal black metal on the next albums I'm going to mention. The next up is an album I just fucking love talking about. It's Aokigahara, if that's how you pronounce it. This album is an absolute masterpiece, it really is. I just feel this is one of their strongest. My Bones to the Sea, along with Homecoming Denied, 69 Dead Birds in Yataya, just absolutely masterpiece of songs, along with Panopticon. Then you got Nail Garden, Gallows Give 'em, Rope. Just so many amazing songs. This is probably the most evil sounding album I could say by Harakiri For The Sky. It's got that really shoegazy and black gaze atmosphere, and it's also got at times some melodies that just get stuck in your head. JJ's vocals are probably the most vicious on any album, and Aokigara is just so damn good, it really is, and I just absolutely adore it. This album goes on for about an hour and 4 minutes, so it is a perfect length in my opinion. There's just so much happening on this LP, and I absolutely love it. The guitars on this, the drums on this, just so damn good, firing at all cylinders. Aokigahara is a masterpiece. And finally, my favorite album by Harakiri For The Sky, it is 3 Trauma. This album is a fucking masterpiece. They're just so damn depressive and suicidal. It's like post-depressive suicidal black metal. It's got that post-black metal sound. JJ's vocals sound very distant within the mix on this album, which creates this beautiful atmosphere layer. I love the song Calling the Rain, along with Funeral Dreams. Thanatos is so damn good. He incorporates those cleaner vocals as well throughout that song. This Life Is a Dagger. Every single fucking song on this album is a masterpiece. It really is. And 3 Trauma is definitely one of the best post-black metal albums in my opinion. The solid instrumentals, the solid drumming, the solid guitars, and the solid vocals. I just love the production on this fucking album. I think the reason why Maere is the weakest album is the overall production. JJ's vocals on other albums have a much more distinctive, rich tone, and his vocals, in my opinion, are lower within the mix. His vocals on Maere were a lot higher in the mix, therefore, at times, the song sounded samey because his vocals were very monotone. So with 3 Trauma, there's just a perfect mix of balancing, perfect mix of production, and very atmosphere, as the vocals provide that atmosphere. And there's just so much happening. Like Funeral Dreams is so damn good. But I just feel that Aokigahara is definitely one of the most evil sounding albums, where 3 Trauma is just crying for help for someone to help them, because the lyrics on this are so damn disturbing, and that's why there is just so much heart from JJ on this album, and that's why 3 Trauma is my favorite Harakiri For The Sky LP. So comment below what you thought about this album ranking. Do you agree or disagree with my opinion? Pop your ranking in the comments below, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and I will see you in the next one.